It's May 5th, and as of today, the SIG P320 X5 is USPSA production legal, and that will also make it carry optics legal. So that's a big deal for anybody who shoots any of those two divisions. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to have an X5, had it for a couple weeks now. Sorry I haven't gotten a video review of the X5 out there, but now that a lot of people are getting it, again, there are 2,500 that are out there and shipping right now to be production legal. Well, actually 2,000 to be production legal, but SIG made and has shipped 2,500 at least. So there are a lot of reviews out there covering the whole gun. Right now I just want to hit the optic install, and then sneak preview. I got a full kit including all the sears and a couple of triggers from Gray Guns. So we're going to take the trigger from the X5, which was about 6.5 pounds at first when I put it on a trigger scale, and then it got down to about 5.5 pounds is where it is right now after, it's been a couple 500 rounds or so. All through the gun, and everything functioned perfectly. But we'll go ahead and see what kind of reduced weight you can expect if you put a Gray Guns kit in on top of what's already there with the P320. So obviously this is not my X5 grip. I've had a couple of them, been texturing a couple of them. The ones I have right now are actually on loan to some people who are making some accessories for the X5. So in the meantime, I've got just a built-up carry optics grip that I've been using with my grit job on it. So what we're going to do is the Romeo1, I do have a loose one over here somewhere, but we're just going to take the one off of my full-size RX, and we're going to reuse that and put that onto the X5. So quickly, this was just in with a little bit of blue Loctite. So while it was definitely holding right where it was at, we're just going to take it out here. And this should come off really easily. So the main thing to remember as you're doing both the adapter plate, the sight plate on the R5 as well as the Romeo1s, it does not go in from the top. It slides in from the side. It's actually, if you look at it, it's dovetailed in, and the whole adapter plate cut is shaped like a giant dovetail. So when you take it out, you're sliding it out through one side to the other side. There it is. This is probably got, it's probably got like about 6,000 rounds on this one right here. Romeo1's been great for me. The battery life's been very, very good. I don't think I've replaced a battery on this particular one. And I really haven't had a battery run dead on any of them, but it has a lot to do with the brightness, how much you're moving it, how high you have the brightness set, but so far it's been very good for me. So there's a Romeo1 and our screws. Put that aside for a second. I think I am going to end up running the old style takedown lever when I do run my X5 in competition. It's a little bit easier to actually take the gun down. I can use it as a little bit of a thumb rest as well while I'm shooting. So let's go ahead and take this. Again, this is actually my old carry optics grip. And I just have like X5 parts just spread all over the place. That's the X5 FCU and trigger and this one. And again, they're fully modular. Everything goes in everything else. Don't need to. I'm going to take out the barrel and the recoil spring. All right, so to get to the sight plate, you have to go underneath. And you see one screw there, another one here under the spring. So go ahead and take off the back plate. I'll just do is push down on that with a punch and just slide the back plate down. Taking out the striker assembly, being very, very careful on this side here to make sure you don't have that spring pop out. You know what? This is different. This is skeletonized. This looks lighter than what I'm used to seeing. And actually there was a slight change too on the housing back here. But this little spring here, the safety spring, that'll pop on if you aren't very careful. So that's interesting. We'll have to compare that. Let's do that in just a second here. Okay. And come on. There it goes. Go. That comes out. And then this slides out the sides. Okay, so every slide's fully stripped now. All we have now is left is the adapter plate. Got an Allen wrench here, it's the right size. And at first I actually had to get a little bit more leverage, but I did loosen this up just a bit before the video started to make sure I didn't need heat or anything like that to get it off. I haven't looked to see what it was held on with, but once I did broke it initially using this Allen wrench with the shorter end, now it's coming out really easily. Okay, I think we're almost there. Okay, there they are. It looks like these have a little bit of blue Loctite on them as well. Okay, and with those out, plate should just slide to the side. Should. Alright, stop for a second. So after you have the screws out of the bottom, I was just found out again I was wrong, so you don't drift it out from the sides, it actually just lifts out from the top. So it locks in that way. So again, this just lifts out from the top. There's your adjustable sight, your sight plate, and put that aside. So while I had this paused for a second, I went ahead and with the front holes here, I just took some plug for Lucas, some contact cleaner from Lucas, and cleaned out the holes there just to make sure that there wasn't any grease or lubricant like that in those threads, to make sure it doesn't get in the way. Put the Loctite on. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Get our Loctite. Again, Romeo1 goes in from the side. Goes. And with you really do want a torque wrench if you don't have one. I'm finding all kinds of places where it's coming in handy. And you want 25 to 28 pounds is the torque spec for the Romeo1 on the RX slides. And if you over tighten it, you can actually can contribute to cracking the glass and all sorts of things. So, you would definitely want to keep it to that 25 to 28 inch pounds when you're putting a Romeo1 on. The other place I mentioned in previous video where torque comes in handy, being able to measure that, is on the battery lid, where there's 5 to 10 pounds of torque on the battery. I'm just looking here to see if I'm centered up before I tighten it down. Actually, it feels pretty good. Looks pretty good to me. So go ahead and tighten down. I'm already set to 25 pounds. All right. Okay, there's that. And while we're here, we're going to do something. So a lot of questions about whether you can co-witness either the Carry or the Romeo1. So with the Romeo1, notice you have the slot back there in the back. If you look closely at the slot, you can see you can line up. I don't know if I can get the focus right here, but you can see you can line up and co-witness using that notch in the back of the Romeo1 with an appropriate height front sight. So by the looks of this here, let me look at it too. This isn't a bad height. I have to go put it on paper to find out if the front sight that ships on the X1 or the X5 is the right height to do a co-witness or not. But if you're doing an X carry, if you really want to run the Romeo1, yeah, you can do it. You can still have a co-witness capability, even though it's not as deep or as quite as nice as using the full backup sights to ship on the RX. All right, so we got that there. I think we are on. There's my dot. So actually that's it. Now I just got to put this back together. Oh yeah, and while I was out, I was going to look at the striker from my RX just to compare, because that striker on the X5 looked different to me. Yeah, look at that. So this guy is skeletonized on the X5. There you go. There's another feature you'd pay extra for with another brand of pistols. So that's very, very interesting. What other little tweaks have been going on in here? All right, so put our extractor back in. As we're putting this back in, remember again, the notch there goes to the outside. There it goes. And I'm going to put my striker housing back in, making sure I don't lose my safety spring. All right. Plate goes down. I'm just push this in, then you push up on the striker plate. Should get it. There goes. Okay. Bull barrels in, guide rods in. Oops, the grip module I was using at the time. That guide rod's gonna go up a little bit, I think. There it goes. Alrighty. So now we have an X5 slide with our Romeo1. Very cool. Take out the range, go have fun.